What's up guys, Jesse here. So these are the Sony WF-1000 XM4s, and they're Sony's top of the line noise cancelling earbuds. And these are the Airpods Pro, which despite being out for a while at this point are still Apple's top of the line noise cancelling earbud. I already have individual reviews for both these earbuds, so if you haven't checked those out already, make sure you go do that. But in this video, we're going to be taking a look at these, comparing them, and hopefully by the end you'll know which one is the better choice for you. But before we get into that, let's hear a word from our sponsors. So if you're watching this channel, chances are you've spent a pretty good amount on tech, and with so much money invested into our gear, it seems almost silly not to get that gear protected. And that's where channel sponsor Akko Insurance comes in. For just $15 a month, you can have up to 25 devices, including your phone, protected. The setup process is super easy. To register a device, all you have to do is enter in some information about it, take a few pictures, and now you're protected from accidental damage like drops and spills, device failure, and even theft. You get an unlimited number of claims, and if $15 a month is still too much, you can get their phone only plan for as little as $6. And because you guys are viewers of this channel, you can get your first month of coverage free by using the link down below in the description. So make sure you use that link and sign up today. Okay, so let's start this off by talking about the cases, because I feel like they're just as important to the experience of using these earbuds as the buds themselves. Aesthetics wise, I don't really have that much to say. They're just kind of boxes that hold the earbuds, but I really do like this LED light bar that's on the front of the Sony case. The finish on the Sonys is also really nice, very matte feeling, and it just rejects fingerprints and feels really great in the hands. While the AirPods case has the same glossy white plastic exterior that we've all come to know and love. And honestly, I don't really mind it, but it shows scratches super easily, and I'll try to show it on camera, but I'm not sure if it'll show up. So as far as size goes, both of these are actually very compact, which I really like. The AirPods case is a little bit taller than the Sonys, but the Sonys are both a bit wider and thicker than the AirPods case. I'm not really sure volume wise which ones come out on top here, but I prefer the dimensions of the AirPods case a little bit more. It being a little bit thinner cuts down on the bulge that you get when you carry these in a pocket, and it makes a pretty big difference. Charging wise, these both have wireless charging, however the Sonys put it on the bottom while the AirPods put it on the back. Very minor difference, but if you only have one of those angled wireless chargers, then the Sonys will just fall off. They both of course also have wired charging, with the AirPods using Lightning while the Sonys use USB-C. Definitely a win for the Sonys, but not a huge deal. Also very important to fidgeters like me is the satisfaction levels that you get from opening and closing the cases. I think the AirPods case is a little bit nicer, but both are pretty good. The AirPods case just has a little bit more mass in the lid, which gives you that nice snap. Now onto the buds themselves, starting with aesthetics. It's pretty much personal preference, but I feel like the Sonys do look a little bit more technical. I really like the gold accents, and I feel like it makes it look really classy. The AirPods have a design that are pretty controversial, but I think they've become enough of a part of the culture that I don't really mind it anymore, and I actually quite like it. And if this is something that you care about, which I'm not saying that you should, the AirPods Pro are much more recognizable by the general public than the Sonys. Like with the Sonys, you're probably just gonna be wearing another earbud to most people. I'm not really gonna give a winner here, I just think that they both look good in their own way. Now comfort wise, I definitely gotta give this to the AirPods, because just the way that they're designed, the actual amount of earbud that has to go into your ear is much smaller. A lot of the components can go into the stem instead of the main body of the earbuds themselves, therefore making the body a little bit smaller. So love or hate the design, it does have its advantages. With the Sonys though, you basically have to fit the entire mass of the earbuds inside your ear, which I don't particularly like the sensation. I do like the ear tips that come with the Sonys though. It's kind of a hybrid foam and rubber tip, which is basically intended to give you a better seal and therefore better sound, particularly in the low end. And I gotta say that they definitely do accomplish their goal in creating a better seal. However, even with that, I find it hard to keep the Sonys in my ear for longer than an hour to an hour and a half. While with the AirPods, I can easily keep it in for at least double that. But I will note though that I can't keep either of these in my ears indefinitely. So fit wise, I would say that both are pretty good, both pass the head shake test, and I can run or do workouts in either of them without too much issue. However, with the Sonys, I did notice that they did wiggle a bit more, and I felt the extra weight. And while both of these are IPX4 water and dust resistant, I wouldn't necessarily recommend either of these as dedicated workout headphones. And of course, this should go without saying, but all this stuff about fit and comfort is just based on my experience with my ear shape, and your mileage may vary. Now let's move on to features, starting with the main one, active noise cancellation. And I gotta say that both of these have really impressive ANC, but the Sonys definitely do pull out a little bit ahead in terms of raw performance and block out more noise than the AirPods do. But like I said, the AirPods Pro are still very good in this area, and I don't think you'd be disappointed with them, but if you're after the absolute best ANC, then the Sonys are the way to go. They also both have really great transparency modes, and they can both fool my ears into thinking that I'm not wearing any earbuds. And once you kind of reach that threshold, it's pretty much all equal, and I'm glad that both of these definitely do hit that. The Sonys do pull ahead a little bit again by offering just a ton of features and customization with the ANC, like being able to detect your location or actions and changing the settings accordingly. I don't use that one in particular, but one of my favorite ones is where it can detect when you start talking and then automatically pause your music and turn off ANC, which I just find super handy and surprisingly reliable. Sony also offers even more features in the app, which I'm not going to go into in this video just because it would take way too long, but if you want to know more about it, make sure you check out the full review. Also, by the way, I was checking the stats and it turns out only 1.2% of you guys watching are actually subscribed. So if you guys are enjoying the content, I would really appreciate it if you guys hit that subscribe button. It really helps out the channel and helps me bring more content to you guys. Anyways, the last feature I'm going to talk about are the touch controls. So the Sonys basically have touchpads on either earbud, while the AirPods you squeeze the stem. And this might be because I'm more used to the AirPods, but I just prefer them a lot more over the touchpads. The touchpads only really work if you hit them dead center, and I found it pretty hard to get it right on the first try most of the time. And they also kind of allow for accidental touches way more than the AirPods. Because on the AirPods, you have to apply pressure to both sides of the stem for it to actuate, so you really have to be sure that you want to actuate it for it to go. Next, let's move on to the mic test so you guys can have a better idea of what you can expect in terms of call quality, and I'll use this as a chance to tell you guys about the battery specs. Alright, so let's start this mic test off with the Sonys, and with them you get 8 hours of battery life in the buds with 2 more charges in the case, and a quick charge feature for an hour of playback with a 5-minute charge. And by the way, the 8 hours in the earbuds is with ANC on, which is just insane and completely blows most other competitors out of the water, most of which just hover around the 5-hour mark. So if you want a pair of earbuds with great battery life, then these are definitely a pair to consider. Alright, so now the audio you're hearing is coming from the AirPods Pro, and with these you get 4.5 hours of battery life in the buds with 2 more charges in the case. Quick charge feature for an hour of playback with a 5-minute charge. Clearly not as impressive as the Sonys in that department, but still not too bad, and I find them acceptable for everyday use. Alright, so that was a mic test, and let me know which ones you guys thought sounded better in the comments. Now, on to sound, and honestly, there's not really a whole lot to talk about here, and I don't think anyone will be surprised to hear that the Sonys just sound plain better than the AirPods. Like the AirPods sound, I would describe as acceptable, while I would describe the Sonys as exceptional. You just get way more low end without any sacrifice to the mids or the highs, and overall, I just really like the sound on these. Truly best in class for wireless in-ear headphones. And on top of that, the Sonys also have an EQ in the app that you can adjust the sound if you don't like the way that they are out of the box. They also both have spatial audio, but the Sonys are only supported on certain apps while the AirPods are supported on much more. So if you're into that, then the AirPods might be the better choice here. Okay, so at the end of the day, which of these do I recommend? And I would say that for most people, the Sonys are just the better buy. They're technically just a much superior headphone with better sound and features. However, I think if you're an iOS user, then there might be a case to be made for getting the AirPods Pro over the Sonys. You just get better spatial audio and multi-point connection, which I just find really useful. Personally, I will be sticking with the AirPods Pro as my daily drivers, but not because of any of those reasons. It's just because the Sonys just hurt my ears a little bit too much, and trust me, I really wanted to like them because they sound so good. But it doesn't really matter to me how good they sound or what features they have if the entire time I'm wearing them, I'm just thinking about how much I want them out of my ears. But like I said earlier, your ear shape might be different than mine and you may love these, so I would definitely say that these are worth checking out, just not for me. Anyways, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys thought in the comment section down below. Which one would you get? Remember to smash that like button, and if you enjoy content like this, think about subscribing and hitting the bell so you don't miss anything. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace!